Hi, this is Brandon Sexton from Don't Breathe 2, Session 9, three billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri, and you're watching Slasher Pepper.
Hey guys, Slasher Pepper and welcome to another video. Today is another interview and this time with Brandon from Don't Breathe 2 and many other films. How are you doing?
I'm doing very good. How are you?
I'm doing very good. So happy to have you on the show, man.
So happy to be here. Thanks,
Awesome.
man. Yeah.
Perfect. And my first question was, do you have any new projects coming up or anything you can promote?
Oh, yeah. So Don't Breathe 2 came out a few weeks ago in theaters. I have an existential comedy called Welcome to Happiness with Keegan-Michael Key and Nick Offerman and Olivia Thirlby and a bunch of great comedic actors. And that was just released on Friday on streaming platforms. It's a special edition of the film. It's a new cut. It's like 15 minutes shorter and it's leaner and meaner and more fun. And I just did a film called God is a Bullet with Nick Cassavetes and Nikolai Coster-Waldau and Jamie Foxx. And that should come out next year.
Awesome. Very
That's the
exciting.
long that's the long litany.
Yes. Perfect. And then to go back to Don't Breathe 2, what was it like filming and how long were you on set?
Filming was really interesting. It was early on in the pandemic. It was from maybe like I guess from July through October of 2020, and we shot it in Belgrade, Serbia. We're in and around the city, and so it was just a new experience. We didn't know if we were going to have to shut down at any point. We didn't know. We were just happy. All of us were just happy to be working. All of us were just
Yeah, I
happy to be,
bet.
just happy to be out of quarantine and see other humans and touch other humans upon occasion. So it was definitely a wild experience, but I was super grateful for it. And we all had a really good time. We all worked really hard, and some of us played really hard too. I won't
Oh
say
yeah.
who. Yeah, yeah.
And how long were you? Oh, right. Yeah, like from July till October.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so. I don't remember exactly, but I believe so. And they were doing pre-production in there
Yeah,
months beforehand. Yeah,
right. I bet.
yeah.
Awesome. And were there any challenges that you had filming this film?
Oh, certainly. It was an action film, like it's a horror adjacent action film, I think you could say, you
Oh
know.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I I mean, working with Stephen Lang, the lead actor in the film, he's such a professional and he takes his work so very seriously. So I think he's he's not playing around. He has fun, but he's not playing around. So you better bring it when you're working with him. And I think working with him was a challenge because you had to be ready. And
Oh
I
yeah.
let him know. I let him know the first take we were working together that I'm here. Acknowledge me. I'm ready to work too. We're going to do this together. And I'm going
That's
to kick your
awesome.
ass in the movie. And that kind of thing. And so yeah, that was that kind of thing, and that's the challenge you look forward to. And just working in the summer in a leather vest and a wool beanie in the middle of a hot house, a greenhouse, working
Right.
like that's I guess that's physically challenging and taxing. And
Yeah.
um and my character goes through a roller coaster and sort of drives the plot in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah. I
And
would say
so
so
there are
too.
lots of fun emotional twists and turns that were challenging as well. It was a lot to play with. It was fun.
That's awesome. It must have been
Yeah.
inspiring too to like work together with Stephen Lang and
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I mean, spoiler alert, working with Fiona Shaughnessy, who I was a huge fan of going into shooting the film. And I heard she auditioned for the film, and I told Rhoda, the director, he has to hire her. Because I used to watch her on this TV show Utopia that was only available in the UK at the time, and I would like watch bootleg versions of it on YouTube and things like that. I was just a huge nerd for the show, so I was really excited to work with her, and it was also a really great experience working with Madeline Grace, the little 11-year-old girl,
oh
because
yeah, she was really talented.
oh yeah, she's fantastic. She's fantastic, and I'm an actor. I've been doing it since I was Madeline's age, pretty much. But I take myself very seriously, way too seriously. And Madeline is just like prancing around, skipping, jumping, talking about candy, literally talking about candy. And she would come up to me before takes where I'm deep in concentration and trying to emotionally prepare. And she'd ask me what my favorite candy was. And then we'd have a 10-minute conversation about candy. And then the director would call action. And that was that, you know? And so like working with her was a delight because it helped me not take myself so seriously and
Right.
relax and let loose and realize it's just a movie, you know, and I'm here to entertain people. And, you know,
Awesome.
it's not, yeah. So it was nice.
Well, it worked for me. I saw the
Cool.
film I think a week ago at this point.
Yes,
I
sir.
think
Yeah.
I really loved it. I thought it was such a great sequel because one of my fears going into the film was obviously that it would be repetitive from the first one,
Right. Of course.
and the trailers didn't really give away. Well, at least the trailers
Nothing.
that I had seen didn't really give
Yeah.
away why
Nothing.
you guys were breaking in. So it was like,
Right.
is it going to be the same thing? But then I was like pleasantly surprised.
It's quite the turn. I what's one reason why I really responded to the script was because you don't have to see the first one to enjoy the
Yeah.
second one, which is how much of a turn it is. If you do watch the first one, it makes the second one more enjoyable. Absolutely. It's a
Oh
little
yeah.
deeper. There's more layers to that onion of
Yeah.
it, but it's a standalone film in its own right. It just takes place in the same world as the previous one. And I found that really fascinating, and I thought that was a very smart way to continue the
Yeah.
story and continue the world. And so, I don't know. I'm just agreeing with what you said. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just rambling. If you don't cut me off, Roger, it's going to be like this. I'm sorry.
All good, man. Well, one other thing I will tell you, and I'm actually kind of curious about this.
Yes, sir.
As I was watching the film, the first scene you came in, I was like, this guy reminds me of someone. And I was like thinking, like, he looks like someone I've interviewed, I think. And I realized
Right.
you look like Jason Christopher, and you follow each other on Instagram. So
That's wild. That's funny. That's
yeah,
cute. You've interviewed Jason Christopher?
yeah. I think it was my last interview in 2020.
Well, for what? What'd you interview him for?
Well, my channel's like about horror movies and heavy metal and like
And
rock.
metal.
So he's
So
he's
you're
of course
talking about his
playing
music?
Corey
Yeah.
Taylor. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's probably a compliment to me that I look like him, and not a compliment to him that he looks like me. Does that make
For me,
sense?
for me it's both ways. Compliment to both of you.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
But
Yeah, I've known Jason for a while, just living in LA, you know.
yeah,
Just yeah, I guess, you know, probably like 10 years now, something like
damn,
that.
it's wild that you guys aren't
We're
related.
yeah, maybe we are. I mean, my dad got around, so who knows?
That's awesome. That's so funny. I just had to get that out of the way and ask you.
That's so cool. That's so random. That's so
I
random.
know
That's awesome.
it's a small
That's
world.
funny. Yeah, that's cool. I like it.
Awesome. Um, and then what are some of your own favorite horror movies?
Oh man, I got asked this question recently, and like, you know, I feel bad because like when I answer those questions, like all my street cred goes out the window. You know, because I'm not talking about like classic trauma films or something like that. You
Yeah.
know, um, but like, so last week I told somebody it was Ghostbusters
Oh, yeah, that's a great one.
because it was the first horror film I ever saw. Like, I mean, I don't know if it technically it's a horror film, it's a comedy, but it's like it was certainly horrifying to me as a 5-year-old boy watching it.
Yeah.
Like I was terrified of it. Um, I'll say this: I really love the creators of Don't Breathe. I really love their Evil Dead remake. I thought it was
Oh, yeah, that
hilarious.
was a good one.
It was so good. I saw like I'm not the hugest horror fan, but I did see that opening night at a packed theater in Los Angeles, and I just laughed for 90 minutes straight. I thought it was so funny. And then it turns out that the director, Fede Alvarez, intended it to be a comedy, like, or at least he found it funny himself. So the fact that
Really?
yeah. You know, because like the demon, when the girl gets possessed by the demon in that movie, like she starts cursing a lot and saying really inappropriate sexual things. And then, at the end of the movie, when it starts raining blood, it's just like, it's so absurd. Like, I don't know what else to do but laugh looking at that, because
Right.
it's so beyond anything I've seen or experienced. It's just so absurd. So I just enjoy that movie so much. Like, one thing I'm realizing is that a lot of great horror films have great comedy, and I was always always too I was always too cool or like too smart, I thought, to be into horror films, because like, oh, that's dumb. And it's like,
Oh yeah.
it wasn't that I was too smart, it was just I didn't have a sense of humor. So like,
Right.
I'm really like starting to see the comedy in horror films and really starting to appreciate them more and more
That's
because of that.
awesome. And it's funny
Yeah.
you mentioned that because I think the Toby Hooper, the director of the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I
Yeah.
think he intended the first one to be a comedy too.
I
And
mean, it's pretty outlandish.
I know, but like at the time it was one of the most shocking things people had seen. So
Right.
that's
Right. Yeah, I'm
it's
sure.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, in some ways it is terrifying. Like, I think it's pretty funny and silly, but it is terrifying just because it seems like so mundane and there's like no like emotion in some of it. So it's just
Yeah.
like, that's terrifying. That's definitely
Oh yeah,
terrifying to me.
for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
And then there are some philosophical questions.
Okay, great. I
If
hope
you
I can. I hope I'm up to the task. Let's say that.
nice. If you ruled the world, what would it look
Oish.
like and how would it function?
Oh my God. If I ruled the world, I hope there would be a revolution and people would overthrow me and institute a democracy. How about that?
That's the best answer we've ever gotten. That's awesome. If you could change one characteristic about yourself, what would you
Oof.
change?
I would give myself more confidence. Um,
Nice.
or I don't know, I'd make myself handsome. I don't know. There's lots of characteristics that change. How about that?
Y-
I'm doing a lot of work on myself these
Yeah,
days.
yeah, yeah, exactly. That's very important. Do you have any advice for upcoming actors?
Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. That's my advice. That's my advice. Don't do it. No, no, no. My real advice is have rich parents. Have rich parents. And and then if you don't have rich parents, um you gotta love it, man. You gotta be in love with it then. You have to love this thing because it's not easy and there's a lot of waiting around and people don't get it and they won't get you and they won't understand you until someone else tells them why you're cool and they just won't get it. So you have to have a lot of confidence in yourself and you have to really love it. Otherwise it's a real struggle. I've been doing it since 1993 professionally, and it's still a struggle for me from time to time. So my advice is have rich parents. That's the best advice I can give you.
Well, it's working out pretty good for you. Is that because
Uh,
of the love for acting or because of rich parents?
it's because I don't know how to do anything else. I have no skills whatsoever
Right.
outside of acting. So it's like the only thing I can do. And so like I just, I'm really just like the last man standing for most of the roles I get. It's just like most people say no to the job or they're already working. And then it's like, who the heck else is around? And it's like, oh, Brendan's around. He'll do it. And it's like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it for cheap too. And that's how I get most of my roles. That's
Right.
that's how. Mhm.
You're not qualified for anything else, I see.
No, no, I have no skills whatsoever. I really don't. I really don't. I'm terrible at everything.
Well,
I
except
can
acting.
barely. I can thank you. I could barely hammer a nail. What a like so.
Right.
That's I'm just
Well,
stuck with acting for better or for worse. That's how it is. Yeah.
well, I can hammer a nail, but usually my thumb doesn't really
Yeah.
like it whenever
Yeah.
I do that.
Yeah, exactly. I can hammer my foot into the floor. That's about it.
Nice. And then final question: if your life was a movie, how would you want it to end?
Oh my God. Like, I don't know. I'd like love to like float away in the sky, like on a bed of angel cake with like someone I love immensely and romantically, and there'd be like a big ass parade going down the street. I really don't know how to answer that question, but it definitely would a dance party. How about that?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, could be a sad movie, could be a really uplifting, euphoric movie, could be a poignant movie, could be a scary movie, but it's got to end with a dance party. How about that?
Nice. It's awesome.
Mhm.
If it's a
I,
scary movie, there will just be ghosts dancing.
that's fine with me, man. It's like that's what gets me through, dancing. So it's like, skeletons got to shake their ass too. So it's all good.
It's like the song, like the French song, Alors on danse.
Is that the Monster Mash song?
I don't think so.
Okay. Will
It's-
you'll send me a DM with the song
yes,
and I'll
yeah, it's pretty
listen.
famous. You
Okay.
probably know it. I'm not sure if
Okay.
it's just a European thing, but
I
yeah,
think I do know. I think I do know what you're talking about.
awesome. Is there
Yeah,
anything you
but
would like
send it
to
to me
add?
anyway.
Yes, I will, definitely. Is there anything
Okay,
you would like
cool.
to add to the interview?
No, absolutely not. I'm terrified of interviews. So, but I had a blast. Thanks for
Well, you,
having me.
you did wonderful, man. This was a lot of fun.
Cool. Thank you very much.
You're so welcome. And to everybody watching, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. See ya.
Thank you.